So what we're doing, we're just putting the wall plate down now, and that wall plate's got to sit just on either side, but not right to the very ends, because we're going to carry on building the wall up. So that's got to be moved just a couple of, about 5 mil that way to Lucy's side. Just got to move. That's it. That's perfect. So we'll carry on building up the wall. The wall plate sits there, and then what we'll do is we'll get the trusses. So inside the house, who lives here? We have Faye, Lucy, Mark's there in the corner as well. So we're just going to point up and we're done. How did day 2 go? Well, let's have a look at. We didn't have a little look at your steps yet, have we? We must have a look at that. How was your first day here, Lucy, for you? How did that go? Long. Nothing else to say apart from a long day on the build. Faye, okay?
Yeah.
Good.
Good.
Good. We're in. We've made a house. So if it rains now, if we put a roof on it, we can go in, have a teapot, and we'll be away. So Faye has been making the steps to the side. So this is where the barn would have had a little entrance to the left. It's all going to be clad with stone, and just finishing that off. So it's just going to be like the fill of the core, and then that will get covered with nice stone. Nice bit of work there. Brilliant. Just sort of finishing a bit on day 2, and we're just coming above this wooden frame. This isn't taking any weight, by the way, in case you're wondering why isn't there a lintel above it. It's not really taking the weight. So now we're just coming across the lintel, slightly cack-handed because operating off a set of steps is a bit more challenging. And grab the next block. So who's going to butter it? So it's like Lucy stepping up to butter the next block. And we haven't had a bad day. We've had a lot of rain actually. We've had a lot of thunderstorms, and but we've pressed on, and we'll have a look at Faye's nice steps around the side in a minute, see what she's up to. And so Lucy's just buttering up the brick there. Just buttering to get a bit of butter. A bit of butter in your eye. That's it. Look at that. Fantastic, so that's great. We'll just pop that on. Just rub that down. Slip that into place hopefully. We'll pop that in. Hopefully right, and then just have a little check with the line. So got a line. I need to just pop the line, but we'll just check it with the spur level first to see how it line. Okay, just get that last one in. Okay, well, it's not the last one, there's a few more to do around the other side actually. But we'll just get that. Okay, we've got another one. Try and get that one in. That's a full one or not? Actually, I might have to have a cut in this one actually. Here we are, we've got the roof on. The guys today have been working hard, got the rafters on, got the ridge plates on, just got a little bit of trimming up there to do, and the battens will run through the sides and stick out about 6 to 8 inches either side, so that then we can tile on top of that. So we just got to clad it now with stone, and then that will really start to look a little bit better than a block garage. What we're doing here is just laying out the roofing tiles, and you can see it diminishes. So the idea is it looks like one of those old perspective roofs, and so what we've got to do is to sort of transfer that and get it up there so it looks like a really old-fashioned conservation type roof. So that's a big challenge for the team, so we'll see how they get on with that one. So we're just building up the eaves now, and we've got to sort of make sure that we've got the right angle here so that the batten comes across and that the tiles hook onto them. One of my former students, Jason, has been built up to here, done a great job of building it up to here. We'll have a little look at some of the work Jason's done, which is excellent. And I'm just carrying on to get it to the eaves on this side. So it's a question of, sometimes you can find a stone, so I've got one there that will drop in, and just get a little bit of water. We've got a mixture here of wash sand. We've got a bit of cement and lime in there. That's an 8-1-1 mix, and what we're doing is spread that out. We'll bed that in there, and we'll just sort of get that to the line, using the lines now, these sort of eaves lines, if you like, and just tilt that a little bit more if I wanted to get it absolutely bang on. I'll just pop a little bit more. Fell out. So we'll just tilt that a little bit, so that's just going to sit up there. But the only issue with doing this is it means that from there on I've got to come at that height. Just having a little check on the height there. So I'm going to run these through. Okay. And what we'll do, just put a bit of mortar in there, and we'll drop a bit of mortar on the end. Quite dry. You could actually damp down the blocks if you wanted to. Sit that in there to bridge over your gap. Just having a quick look down the line. We can sort that out on the next. I'm not too worried about it sticking up a little bit. Let's take it down a little bit more actually. So that will be fine. And then we'll just keep going like that really. A little bit of mortar on the end. And we'll just sit that one in. Pop that one into there, and what we'll do is we'll just fill in underneath there a little bit more. And get that up there. Let's pop that in. There we are, just pop that in. And just going to run a little bit of mortar around just to get that a little bit firmer in. So we're going to gradually build it up. We've got a little owl hole at the top, so we'll build a little hole there in the barn for the owl to get through. So I'm just going to follow the course now, using the blocks on the inside, using the course there to keep me level. There's a little bit there, but I'm not too worried about that. And then we'll point it up, point it all in afterwards. So there we go. Just put in the lintel on for the owl. Okay, this is the owl hole. I don't know if it's called Stuart the Owl or Fay Owl or what yet, but we're gonna have a name for it. But anyway, we'll put that on up there. Put that one up there. Precarious in a minute. I'm gonna do that. There we go. The owl has an entrance, and that's the thing here. A little bit. Do a bit of pointing. A couple of triangles there, a couple of triangles there, and hopefully we've got one gable end done. Quick chat with the team. So, Gav, how did you enjoy that?
Quite good.
Quite good. How are we looking over here? What do you think, Sarah?
That looks good. I'm
Coming
happy
on?
with what we've got done today.
We've moved a bit of work today, haven't we?
Yeah,
Definitely. I mean, you built all the backup. I've not look at that yet. And with Faye. And the stone, we've got some nice stone. You got the stone down on site, so we've got some new stone, and also the girls earlier got some walling, start of walling anyway, so they started putting the wall up, so that was good. We'll just have a little look around, see how things are progressing. There we go. Oh, want me a sec. get into place. And here we go. Here's all the stonework on the back. So the back of the barn is done. Hopefully we can get that roof on tomorrow. Hopefully we've got enough tiles. And we got the side on, the gable. That was a big thing today to get these gables done. And hopefully we can really crack on again tomorrow. So there we go. So that's a quick look at how it's gone today. So these are these Bradstone conservation tiles. So the idea of a Bradstone conservation tile is you get this sort of vanishing perspective. So you start with quite a wide spacing or gauge on your slabs, and they get smaller and smaller as you work your way up. So it's a little bit tricky working out the spacing sometimes on the gauge, but it works out quite nicely and you get this lovely old look as we're doing on this old barn. So what we're doing now is just putting them into place. Now this is only for a show for a week, so it's not sort of that's why we've kind of spaced them the way we have, etc. So we're just going to put this one in. And then what we're going to do is just going to put some pegs in, some screws in this case, to screw it down. Just set the drill, just that's it, it is. So I'm just going to pop a couple of screws in. That'll just hold it in place, because we're for a week show and then we've got to take it all down again. The ridge, we're going to use a sort of slightly different system on the ridge. We could have wet mortared it, but we're going to, again, because we've got to take it down, we're going to use some little clips that you screw into the ridge board effectively. So that's what we're doing on the garden today, one of the jobs. We'll have a look at what the others are doing in a minute. Okay, Bill, thanks Dan, just press that. Just putting the last ridge tile on now, so I've just put a little bed of mortar either side. Might put a couple of bits on the end just to bed that in properly. We've got these little clips system where it just sits into the clip, so I've got to feed it through under the clip, and the clip binds the two together. So I've got a clip here which is sort of linking it together. I'll show you that a little bit close up in a minute. Push that in nice and tight, so that helps keep the space. Knock that down, just lining it up. Okay, and then I can just use the pointing trowel just to point that in. And we'll just run that in with the pointing trowel. Then round here, this will just get filled in a couple of little bits. There's a couple of little bits down there, if we've got a couple of little bits. So I just take a little bit of water, fill that gap in. Round a bit tighter. Just fill this end in. It's going to come down a little bit more actually. Then what we can do, we can put, to take up a bit of the slack, you can push in like a little bit of an odd bit of brick or whatever you can find, and then you can point that round, and obviously we've got to point down the side. We don't need the line anymore, so I can do away with the line. And so we'll put some little bits of stone down here with a bit of mortar, just to finish that off and make that look a little bit more decorative on the side. So that's the conservation roofing from Bradstone. That's sort of got that in, and it's not looking too bad at all. Okay, brilliant. So here's Faye doing a bit of work on the dry stone wall at the front. We will put a few plants in as well. It's looking good. With that cheek end, looks really good. I'm talking about the piece of stone, by the way, not Faye, by the way, just in case you're wondering. So that's a squeeze point, although in this case it's a sort of a marker, so the footpath will go up through there and around the dew pond. And we just finished the roof apart from point the side, so it's now looking a bit more barny, and so that's coming along. I think we're going to move the hedge to the right a little bit, just so it just opens it up a little bit. We've got another dry stone wall to build on the right. Let's go and have a look at the other dry stone wall. How's it going? All good. So Nige is here. Nige has been helping, and he's getting his sort of baptism of fire here at Gardeners World Live. We're going to see the other wall now. So over in the other wall, Amy and Sarah, look at this, is looking nice with the nice bit of planting. Nice to get a bit of that herb robber in. It really makes it look good, doesn't it? It's going to really make that wall look fantastic.
It smells quite nice.
It is Geranium Robertianum.